Okay, so the 7-Eleven Japanese style egg salad sandwich is out, and I just tried that in the previous video, but I ran around town all day today and I collected a bunch of egg salad sandwiches from other Japanese bakeries, and we're going to put it to the test. We're going to see how the newcomer faces against the veterans in the Japanese egg sandwich scene. So let's try them out. I'm going to tell you all about them right now. Alright, so in the previous video, I tried this. Not bad, not good. Again, I couldn't remember if it was, totally different or whatnot here, but overall, it was fine on its own. And I was like, oh, I wish I could find a original egg salad sandwich to try it versus the Japanese one. But when I was, running around the different 7-Elevens today to try to find that, at least one of them had a sign that said, try all of our new sandwiches. So it was like a new tuna and a new chicken, and the only egg, this is the new and improved egg, so it's not like there's a classic American style and the Japanese one, so this is all you have. So first thing I did was go out and I got another one of these to try. And if you are in the Chicago suburbs, you probably know about Mitsuwa, which is been around for decades, Japanese market. So kind of that's where I focused on there, and because there's a lot of Japanese bakeries in that immediate area. So this is the egg salad sandwich from the Pastry House Hippo inside Mitsuwa. You see a little hippo right there. So that's the other one. So I guess this is our control. Again, we just tried it. We'll try this guy here. And then literally across the street from Mitsuwa, if you go just not even a block, it's across the street in the next parking lot over from Mitsuwa, there's Crescent Bakery, and they sold this egg salad sandwich, and they only had it in the egg, so like an egg salad and lettuce sandwich. So a little different, but maybe the lettuce is the key. So we're gonna try that as well to see. And then lastly, if you go just south of both Mitsuwa and Crescent, there is Tensuke, another little smaller Japanese market. They also have bakery and everything inside there too, and a hidden gem, if you will. But they also sell, along with tuna and chicken salad sandwiches, egg sandwiches. So here we go. We've got Tensuke, the Crescent, and the Mitsuwa, which all of these have been around for years and years and years. So let's try them out. And one thing I remember thinking, I don't think I said it in the just standalone review, the bread was soft, and I was like, okay, bread soft, whatnot, okay. But there's crusts on it, and I was like, it's a little not as soft, because once you get to the crust, chewing on crust. And then I was like, I think most of the Japanese sandwiches don't have crust on them. And if you look, every single one just have the crust removed. So, Japanese style, you say, inspired by, as made famous by Japan, but already one thing I noticed. So, anyway, just being pain in the butt for argument's sake here. So let's try it. And again, just looking at the cross sections, that I was gonna say this looks a lot smoother, but it was because it was like squished against the plastic. That's what the cross section of that sandwich looks like. Versus, say, that one looks kind of. I was gonna say, how are the chunks of eggs? They're all kind of different in there. That one is so big, it's like fat in the middle, and that one there's a lot of. You can see the egg on there, but again, there's lettuce on there too. So let's just jump right in again and retry the 7-Eleven one. All bought this morning, so fresh as can be. One more bite. I'm thinking maybe I'll take a bite of this and then try the other ones in between each one to really, compare them the best I can. So yeah, again, it's fine. Egg salad sandwich. Pretty soft, pretty smooth. Not really chunky or, too eggy or anything like that. No spices or pepper or anything. It just is what it is. So, okay, that's our baseline here. We'll go right to, let's try Mitsuwa Pastry House Hippo Egg Sandwich. Oh, and this has like a special way you gotta open it. It's got the thing, don't get me started, where it's like the onigiris, where you gotta peel this one side and then peel the other side and then peel them left and right, and then to open it nicely. But then they put a sticker, the price tag, right in the middle of all of that, so it ruined. You can't pull the tab open. Look, I had to like mangle this thing. So losing some points for the packaging there. We're not losing points. We're just taste testing. So okay, so that was my sandwich. Here's the Mitsuwa. Look at that, nice and clean, those sharp edges. Ooh, set your watch to that sandwich. So inside, pretty standard, nothing fancy. They look like they're little cubed eggs. So look at that. How do I do this? They look like the eggs are little cubes. So they must have like put it through like a thing you use for like lettuce or onions and stuff like that. They boil them and then they put them through and they came out little diced cubes. So, all right, here's the Mitsuwa egg salad sandwich. Similarly light, fluffy bread. Cover all 10,000 taste buds. That egg, that mayo. Okay, so there's a little bit more of a egg taste, I would say, and it's not as sweet as the 7-Eleven one was. Even more like a cool to smooth egg. That's it. So if somebody's like, oh, I don't like my eggs sweet, I like them more on the, this isn't even like savory or whatever like that. Like there's no diet egg, but this is noticeably less sweet than I remember this just now being. So let's go back. Bite number 2, 3, 4, whatever we're on. All right, so 7-Eleven does have a little bit more flavor than I'm getting. And it's still on the sweeter side of stuff. So, all right, so now let's walk across the street to Crescent Bakery and the egg and lettuce sandwich. Again, there was no lettuce version. There was like ham and cheese and lettuce and stuff, as I think you can see in the video. Oh, I was like, wait a minute, how am I gonna? It's like a double sandwich, so the way these are in there, you get 3 slices of like a, Big Mac style as a bread in the middle. Right away, you can smell it, but I think it's smelling just lettuce, but still nice. And how are the eggs looking? And there's some like round bits and stuff, so I can't say it was like perfectly cubed, but again, these are all noticeably kind of like mass cut up somehow. So again, there's one little crust right there, but generally decrusted too. All right, the Crescent Bakery egg and lettuce sandwich. Okay, so this is very similar to the Mitsuwa sandwich in that, you know, it's not as sweet as the 7-Eleven one was. Pretty much tasted the same, but I guess the lettuce either takes away from the egg or adds more crunch, and that's good or bad depending on what you want out of this thing. So I think tasted even less of the egg flavor in this one because I was tasting more of the lettuce that was on here. So if you're like, I don't want lettuce getting in the way, you know, you might not want that. But if an egg salad sandwich is too soft, almost too mushy, you just feel like you're just like chewing on stuff, you want a little bit more crispity crunchity into your egg sandwich, then you might like this. It's just a little bit more, you know, a little crispy lettuce-ness. But you gotta taste lettuce trade-off for that. So again, pretty similar in that the flavor itself is not like just eggs, so it's not jumping out at me. So far, oddly enough, I'm tasting more initial flavor from the 7-Eleven ones, but it might be because there's like, you know, probably sugar in the bread or something that they're doing that. So it really depends on, you know, this is probably more classic taste, so to speak. So do you want lettuce? Go to Crescent. If you want no lettuce, go to Pastry House Hippo in Mitsuwa. Or maybe none of them. Go down the street to Tensuke instead. Get their egg sandwich. That just popped right open. Easily the easiest. I was going to say the easiest to open. I mean, these are both just in little clamshell things, but this one I had to like, how do I hold this at first? I had to think of this puzzle. Like triple bread situation going on here. So the most, no fuss, easy to open, goes to Tensuke. And that, you see, it's not as even, but I think maybe you get more. Let me look here. So here's like a cross section of Mitsuwa one, very flat, very even. You get a big chunky boy, you know, right in the middle of the Tensuke one versus the Mitsuwa one. How are we doing in the 7-Eleven one? This seems like much more bread. Again, I don't know if what's the average, you know, the bell curve, whatever going on here. A lot in the middle, and then almost, you know, clearly nothing. I can see you right there. So let's do one more bite. 7-Eleven. Okay. Now my first bite, just get this bread out of here. Okay, so the Tensuke egg sandwich. And I didn't open it up to show you. And that's what that looks like there. Looks like probably whatever they got a trough of it and they ice scoop it right in the middle. And away it goes. So this one, oh, there is crust right there. So sorry if I was wrong on that part. But I'll crust aside. This I taste more egg. You know, I don't know if how the processing is, if the smaller diced eggs that are in the, you know, the other two, the Mitsuwa and the Crescent ones, just make it overall smoother, you know, experience for the egg. But then the egg doesn't stand out. This tasted more egg. It's not like I was tasting more mayo or anything like that. I don't know. This was noticeably more of an eggy sandwich, so to speak. More flavor, and I do kind of taste more of like kind of like the mayo-ness of it too. compared to the other ones. So I don't know if I should really, not here to like rank, choose the best. But each one has their own kind of, style, whatever, so to speak. So if you just, to pick your own, so the 7-Eleven egg salad sandwich, definitely, again, the sweetest of all four. So again, none of these, the rest of them were sweet at all. So I don't know if they put something in the mayo or if it's in the bread that they're making, because, I think you hear stuff about, oh, it's in the bread. It technically doesn't count as bread if it's like Subway or something like that. But there's some sugar somewhere in here that the whole sandwich just tastes noticeably sweeter than the rest of them. So if you've ever thought to yourself, man, I just hate egg sandwiches, I wish they were sweeter somehow, run your 7-Eleven, because that might be what you want to try. Again, all of these were not bad. They're all just a little bit teeny differences in all of them. So the sweet one is 7-Eleven. Just the kind of the straight shooter, I guess if this was Mario Kart, you're Mario, just like evens on all those stats, is the Mitsuwa one. Not sweet, not eggy, just kind of, you bite it and it's done. So if you're no frills, you don't care, you just give me that classic egg sandwich. I guess that's what the Mitsuwa one would be. The Crescent Bakery one, a little bit more stylish, a little fancier if you like your, triple bread section, your Big Mac. And if you want a little crisp in it, again, the lettuce might be an extra experience that you want, or it might take away too much from the egg. If you just give me the eggs and the mayo and that's it, this might be a little too wild for you. But if you're feeling adventurous and you want a little crisp on your egg, you can try the Crescent one. But again, I tasted less of the egg for this one and more lettuce. So the lettuce kind of tasted that more. Definitely puts this salad in egg salad. And then lastly, the Tensuke one, the big boy in the middle there. This one tasted the most like eggs. None of these were like, eggs themselves aren't a crazy wacky thing to eat. They're not bursting with flavor. This one tasted the most like an egg. Again, I don't know if it's because the chunks of the eggs seem bigger themselves, so maybe as you're eating them, they just stand out more versus the more finely diced eggs that were in the other two sandwiches. This one, the egg itself was the star and stood out the most. So if you're eggy boy or eggy girl or eggy in between, you want your eggs, maybe, go to Tensuke and grab their egg sandwich instead. But if you live, 99.99% of the rest of the world, there's not a small Chicago suburban Japanese market immediately within, a day's drive of you, maybe you can hit up your 7-Eleven instead. Again, it's much sweeter, but it's pretty close. Again, none of these stood out above, and I was like, oh, this puts that 7-Eleven to shame. Again, pretty much tasted on par with the rest of these, except noticeably sweeter. And if that's the key, there's somebody out there that says, oh yes, of course, egg sandwiches are not supposed to be sweet, then there you go. And if that's how 7-Eleven is standing out or dropping the ball or whatnot, I don't know for sure. But that's the noticeable thing that I'm noticing here. What am I saying? How many times am I going to say notice? By the which way, not bad if you can't get anything else. So it's not like they're just being weird and saying Japanese sandwich and it's totally, out of left field. There's no barbecue sauce or, again, sour cream and onions on this thing. It's just pretty standard from what I tasted in the rest of these. And if you're in the area, try the other places that I mentioned or yourself, and also, to see what you think and help out those local businesses too. It's the holidays. They need Christmas. Yeah, buy your friends egg sandwiches for Christmas, for crying out loud. But there we go. I don't know if there's anything more for me to say here, but I tried them all, and they're all pretty good. And the new kid, he's, not doing so bad either, though. So, not as wacky as, one would expect, but hopefully this is more. Let's get more Japanese stuff. Let's get American onigiris next. That'll be funny, and I'm interested to see what they do. But hey, not bad. Thanks for watching. For all these, I can't hold all these sandwiches now. But I'm going to figure out if I'm going to eat the rest of these or save them for tomorrow. By the which way, you have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.